Welcome to the Dixon's Devotion, a ministry of Central Truth with Pastor Dixon. The Dixon's Devotion is a daily devotion which seeks to strengthen you as you go through your day. This morning I want to share a little devotional with you that after really doing my devotion, I came across these two passages of scripture in the book of Jeremiah, Jeremiah chapter 16:17 and chapter 17:10. And I'm going to speak to you on the aspect of integrity. So, now, the Greek, in the New Testament, the Greek, you could say equivalent to leb, the Hebrew word is cardia, the heart, where you get the cardia. When you have cardiac disease, the heart. The Septuagint, that is the Greek Old Testament translation level, cardia. The unified inner person. This is how we look at the unified inner person. Where everything unite. The point where the inner person, everything in the inner person unite. The unified inner person. The character in the New Testament sense is the formation of cardia towards God, the heart. What is forming your heart towards God, or what is forming your heart away from God? It is that central point where motive, where decisions, where the central part of you and your motive, your decisions and your actions meet. That influence action, that point, who you really are. Then the next word is nephros, for kidney, inwards parts. God tests the nephroi, nephroi plural in Greek, the hidden springs of intent. Do you understand? The hidden springs of intent. Integrity is when nephrois and cardia are united before God. In other words, when your heart, your inner being, and your motive, your intent unite. When that unite, when that inner being, that spring, the motive behind your thoughts, in the inner sanctum of your soul meet, that determines your actions. So, understand this, very important. So, integrity comes from the Latin Vulgate. The Latin Vulgate is the translation of the Bible into Latin by Jerome, back then in Alexandria, Egypt, around the 3rd century, somewhere around the 2nd, 3rd century. But anyway, the Latin Vulgate, the Latin word for integrity is integritas. Integritas. Wholeness, meaning completeness, from integer. Now, the untouched whole. The untouched whole. The Vulgate traditions affirms integritas as moral wholeness, no fracture between public and private self. You see that? So, in other words, when we look at integer, when we get the word integrity, one of the subjects I taught when I was teaching in the high school at SEM was integrated science. When we talk about the same root word integrated integrity, meanings integrated science is a combination of all the science, whether biology, whether physics, whether chemistry. It's a combination of all the science. I call it integrated science. So it is your character. When you think about integrity, it is the integration of your inner sanctum with your motives, which result in your actions. So all these three converge together. The inner part of you and the spring of your motive that determines your character. And let me tell you this, the only person who can see that is God. The only person who knows that, knows you more than him yourself, is God, because God searched the heart. Some people don't even know themselves. God searched the heart. So you see, even how we judge people, we judge them based on their action. Their word could say something else, but they act a different way. Now, a person with integrity is a person who says something but live what they say. That's integrity. But when a person says something and the actions display a different reality, they are divided. So they're not integer. Integer means a fractionless whole, meaning there's no fracture in it. That means that person is fractured. So a person who do not have integrity is a person who is fractured. They say one thing, but they live differently. They're not whole, they're not complete, they're not united in their leb. In other words, they are morally, spiritually fractured. And this is something deep. Thank you for listening to the Dixon's Devotion, a ministry of Central Truth with Pastor Dixon. The Dixon Devotion is a daily devotion which seeks to strengthen you and encourage you as you go through your day. As I continue on the theme of integrity, and we look at the meaning of integrity as we look at different Hebrew and Greek words and how they mesh together to determine what integrity look like. Stay tuned for the next devotion as we continue on the theme of integrity. And again, remember, if you like the content on this YouTube channel, please remember to like, share, tell a friend, and leave a comment and subscribe. Until next time, may the Lord's blessings be with you.